Hi, my name is Carla McLaren, and I want to welcome you to the Town Hall for Landlords. As you can see on our agenda, we have many items that we are going to go through today, so we hope that you find this very useful. We just want to give you an update on the March 25th Town Hall recap. We had over 200 landlords attend. Over 100 questions were answered. And what we'd like to do is show you here to a link to YouTube that if you were unable to attend that meeting, this link will take you to YouTube and you will be able to listen and watch for yourself. So let's look at the ERAP dashboard. As of April 8th, 2022, we have helped 6,715 families. The total amount of assistance we've paid out is $27 million. And then we'd like to show you the ERAP payment breakdown. If you will look to the right of your screen, we have paid $22 million to landlords, $4 million to renters, and $1.7 million to utilities. Let's talk about what expenses are paid by ERAP. The expenses paid by ERAP are up to 18 months of unpaid or prospective rent and/or utilities, late fees, but they are not to exceed 10% of the rent or utilities owned, and other eligible expenses, which could include relocation expenses and security deposits. One thing we want to mention about the expenses being paid is ERAP funding is expected to expire in 2025. If the funds are spent by that time, the program will end earlier. Remember, ERAP is a temporary assistance program, not permanent. Who is eligible for ERAP? If you rent your home, owe rent on a previous residence, or you are homeless. You have an income of less than 80% of the area median income, which is also referred to as AMI. You've had a financial loss or received unemployment during COVID-19. You are homeless, at risk of becoming homeless, or facing housing instability. Housing instability may be living situations that are not stable or not safe. The following examples are: you've received an eviction notice or a shut-off notice. You're unable to afford rent plus essential goods, which are food, prescription drugs, childcare, just to name a few, or unsafe living conditions, such as no heat or water. So we've had some questions about what do you need to apply. The following documents needed to apply are: as the landlord, you will need a photo ID, your email address and phone number, a copy of the lease or rental agreement with both your tenant and landlord signatures and current dates. Also, it is helpful if you will have a ledger showing a breakdown of what is owed by the tenant. That ledger may be uploaded into the application process. Some helpful tips: if you have a cell phone number, please add that. This will allow you to receive text updates. Also, be sure to input the code from the email requesting you to match with your tenant's case. We suggest copying this code and then clicking the match link. Letters of intent. Letters of intent are received when applicants that do not have a current residence. So ERAP is now open to households that do not have a lease or rental agreement. This may include homeless, those living at a shelter, living with friends or family, if individuals are couch surfing, or even living doubled up. As you'll see on the right side of your screen, this is what a letter of intent will look like. This is something that will show you that your tenant is eligible for ERAP. So step one of the letter intent is households complete the online application, which they need to submit all required documents with the exception of a lease agreement. Step two, if deemed eligible, the applicant will receive a letter of intent to show prospective landlords what the applicant is eligible for, such as security deposit and the first 3 months of rent. Potential additional rental assistance can be helped with for a total of 18 months. The third step is once a lease agreement is signed and uploaded to the application portal, the payment process will begin. How long does it get to be paid? As you can see, the current aging average as April 8th, 2022 is approximately 30 days. So application and extensions that passed review on their first attempt, 30 days from submission. Applications requiring additional information, it's still averaging approximately 30 days. Applications that have state of Wyoming vendor code issues, that's going to take anywhere between 30 and 50 days. All cases, including paid, denials, and all case issues resulting in investigation or additional research is approximately 40 days. Please note, additional case management professionals have been onboarded with special focus on reducing averages. What cases take longer to review? Requests for assistance over $10,000 or for 12 or more months. Out-of-state landlords or property managers. What we're seeing here is landlord or property managers in a neighboring state, Colorado, Utah, Montana, and South Dakota do not need additional review, but for all other states require an additional review. So if the landlord is located out of state, we recommend submitting documentation showing the landlord owns the property while living in another state, or the landlord owns the property and the property manager is located in another state. Also, cases that take longer to review are interfamilial relationships between landlord and tenant. While a rental obligation between family members is allowed, it requires additional review. Third-party identity check. If a third-party identity check indicates that the individual has been a potential victim of identity theft, we conducted an additional review to prevent potential fraud. Extensions. How do 3-month extensions work? When can my tenant apply the next 3 months for extensions? Do they get reminders? Applicants can apply for up to 3 months rent extension as soon as they receive their email stating that the payment is on its way or in the first week of the last month they receive payment for. How long does approval of 3 months extensions take? 30 days from the submission to payment. How can I, as the landlord, help my tenant with 3-month extensions? Remind your tenants to apply when you see the email the payment is being sent. Will the landlord be notified when the extension has been requested and then approved? Participating landlords will receive an email and possible text updates when extension is submitted and it is approved or denied. Please note, emails will come from no reply, yoerap@wyo.gov. How to avoid payment delays. Check your email regularly. Add your mobile phone number to the application. This will allow text updates to you. Respond to your ERAP phone calls. All phone calls will come from 1-877-996-3727. Utilize your local assistance. Utilize the assistance of the community-based organization that DFS has contracted with to assist with ERAP applications. Upload and label all required documents. Ensure all required documents are provided at the time of application and are clearly identifiable. Overpayments. How do we handle overpayments? If overpayments are made and/or the assistance is not due, the landlord property manager needs to return the overpayment or the originally issued check to DFS. Upon doing so, please include a brief explanation why funds are being returned. If the refund is prorated, please include a ledger explaining the expenses. Include case numbers, as this will assist in the return of funds process. Please return funds to Department of Family Services, attention ERAP, 2300 Capitol Avenue, 3rd floor, Cheyenne, Wyoming, 82002. Addressing the call center issues. Landlord feedback and participation in the town halls are invaluable. After the March 25th town hall, we have made changes to address concerns raised by the landlords. Call center documentation is updated. Also, a landlord email box has been created. It is erap-landlord@wyo.gov. Multi-unit landlord instruction developed for the call center. Enhanced call center escalation policy based on time and quality factors. Refined outlier reporting for call center metrics such as long calls, wait times, and repeated callers. Vendor payment setup. Important information that you need to have. Business name, legal name, employer identification number, also known as an EIN/social security number, business address and your mailing address, and a phone number. When starting a landlord application, please be sure to correctly input all vendor information. The program uses this to set you or your business up in our payment system. Incorrect information may lead to longer wait times, requiring outreach from the case management team. If outreach is unsuccessful and a vendor code cannot be created, the approved payment will be flipped to the tenant, who will then be responsible for payment to the landlord. How to handle multi-properties. During the application process, A, the landlord must create a separate account for each payment source. B, the state auditor's office will issue a unique vendor code per business, which will ensure payments are issued correctly. As you will see on this slide, it's an example of how a landlord manages multiple properties that are separate business entities. As you will see, we have Company A example and Company B example. What to expect when you as a landlord participate. Eviction rights. By submitting an application, landlords are attesting that the information in the application is correct and complete to the best of their knowledge, and that there is a lease or rental obligation for the rental unit for the periods which relief is requested. Landlords are also agreeing that they are not anticipating receiving funds from any other source for the same rental units for the same months of assistance submitted for coverage under ERAP. Once a landlord accepts ERAP funds, they agree not to evict the tenant for failure to pay for the period covered by the ERAP funds. This does not prohibit eviction for health or safety reasons. For further reference, below are the following acknowledgments that landlords make when signing and submitting an ERAP application. As landlords, these 6 points are important to read and review, as this is what you are agreeing to. We'd like to mention the following resources. ERAP website. For high-level general information about ERAP, please visit dfs.wyo.gov/ERAP. Landlord FAQs have recently been updated and will continue to be updated with any regulation or policy change. Please visit the following link. If you need further assistance, we have the landlord email set up, so email questions, concerns with specific cases, ERAP-landlord@wyo.gov. Please make sure to include the tenant and/or landlord case numbers. Local assistance. DFS is contracted with community-based organizations in every county. Visit landlord page on dfs.wyo.gov/ERAP. Also, please utilize the call center. For ERAP support, call center hours are from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday. The toll-free number is 1-877-996-3727. That concludes today's presentation. We want to thank you for participating today, and we hope that we will send you notification and information as time goes. Thank you.